welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, it has been the longest time, I know, and I did miss you guys. I see your comments. I know you're wondering where the next video is. Well, it's here now. This video was supposed to be out a long time ago, but you know, life happens. I got busy. I turned 25. You're looking at a quarter-of-a-century-year-old gal right here. It's been fun. It's been chaotic. I also moved. I'm still in South London. I'm not going to say exactly where because I've realised now that I probably shouldn't divulge every little detail of my life because there are some crazies out there. But I'm settling in nicely-ish. It's still a lot of unpacking to do. The background looks relatively calm and like settled, but honestly, if you saw behind the camera, I'm not going to show you behind the camera, it is still very much a mess. I started doing life modelling, which is really cool. Did a gig at National Gallery in London, which was amazing. It is so cool. But let's get into this video. This video is going to be all about my experiences at kink parties. So I asked my followers on Instagram if they had any questions for me to specifically answer on this video. So I've got a few questions I want to go over. But let's get into it by answering the most common question, which is, what is a kink party? I hear you ask. A kink party, a fetish party, a play party. The words are used synonymously, but it's basically a party where you can play. Play could be anything to do with penetration or external stimulation, and it's up to you what you want to do. There is no prerequisite or whatever for you to go and, you know, play. They are becoming more mainstream, I think, definitely, because I had no idea they existed before. Though, to be fair, they did. They definitely existed. They were definitely there. They're not illegal. You just had to know what to look for in order to find them. They are very intentional spaces. Depending on the party you go to, they might have a dance floor and a play area. Some parties, it's all about play, so those are like specifically play parties. They won't really have a dance floor or a DJ or anything like that. But again, it just depends on what sort of parties you go to. I've only been to 2 parties. I've been to, well, 2 organisers. I've been to Crossbreed and I've been to Club Verboten. And there are so many more. I'm literally just getting started. I'm literally just getting started, and there's like so many more events and parties I really want to go to as well. So I'll keep you in the loop about my experiences going to these parties because I'm your review girl. I'm here to experience and take you on this journey with me, and hopefully see you at some of these parties, who knows. How I like to describe the kink parties I go to is that they're very intentional spaces. What I mean by intentional is that they are safer spaces for people to explore and express themselves. Yeah, you can go there and play, but I feel like, for me anyway, these parties definitely foster community above just playing, because they have these socials that you can go to and meet people. Organised like Crossbreed, they do workshops as well. So it's not just about going somewhere and doing whatever. It's being very mindful and also, you know, looking out for each other as well. And what I also really love about it as well, it's very hedonistic. So the reason why I wanted to go to a kink party in the first place is because I'm a bit of an exhibitionist. And I feel like everyone who sort of goes to these parties has a little bit of that in them. Also, I'm gonna have to like skirt around quite a few of the language because I don't want to get this video taken down by YouTube because I'm being too explicit. I basically can't go into too much depth because otherwise YouTube will take this video down, unfortunately, and I want it to stay up. So yeah, I wanted to go because I'm a bit of an exhibitionist and it seemed like a lot of fun, and I was very fortunate that I met a friend of mine, Shan, roller skating, and she has been a part of the scene for like years, and it's something she's always been part of. And she introduced me to Crossbreed. I followed them on Instagram, loved the whole vibe, seemed really cool. My first taste of a kink party, and it was very tame, it was a very tame taste, was a freedom party organised by Crossbreed in Shoreditch. This was like when all the restrictions were lifting from London, and Crossbreed organised a freedom party, which is basically clubbing, but it's like very limited tickets, and it was dancing. Everyone just eat free because we're finally free of all the tiers, the lockdowns, tiers being like tier 3, tier 4, and also real life tiers because we weren't allowed out. So that was my first experience. It wasn't like a proper kink party. There was no designated play area, but it was just so much fun. I was wearing the hottest outfit ever, and how can I explain what happened to me without getting this video taken down? Okay, so I want you to imagine I'm there in this really nice like mesh sort of bodysuit, and I'm dancing and I'm seeing everyone like talk. It was amazing. And this couple, they were both so attractive. You know, I'm not even shy about this. It's just that I have to be very, very careful about what I can say on this YouTube video. But basically, they both kissed me, and it was so hot. After that, I was like, oh my god, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold. And I was just like, after that, bring me to the real deal. Let me go. I am excited. I am ready. I am made for this. So yeah, I had a great time, and then I booked my first ticket to go. I think my first time, like proper one, was in September, and that was in Fabric. So before I actually booked my ticket to go to Fabric, I went to a social that they organised just to meet other people there, because I didn't really have anyone that I could go with. And my friend Shan, she worked with Crossbreed, so like she couldn't really hang out with me if I went there because she'd be working. So I went to the social just to meet other people, and then luckily I found a group of other people who were going to be going solo, and the Crossbreed staff put us all together and we got to know each other, and that was really cool. So I managed to find a group of people to actually go with, and that's when I decided to buy the ticket. Fast forward to the night of, I went in, it was really surreal, because I was like, oh my god, all these people all going here to play and to dance and to have a good time, and in Fabric of all places. I didn't know that it was just like any old club, but that was the first time it was at Fabric, and it hasn't been back at Fabric since, so I don't know how long. So yeah, we're in the queue to go in, queuing up, all chatting, all buzzing, because like the first world party, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. We go in, had our bags searched. You can bring your own toys, by the way. We had our phone camera lenses covered because no photography allowed inside, and then we went up to the cloakroom, put my bag away. You went in, the music was great. I don't know who was DJing, but Kiwi was DJing, plus some guest DJ as well. It was really cool. So when I first went in, I decided to like look around and actually see what it was like inside. The usual setup is that there will be a dance floor or several dance floors depending how big the venue is, and then there'll be a playroom or several playrooms again depending how big the venue is. They're usually separate, but you can play pretty much everywhere, I reckon. Yeah, if the playroom is full, you can play outside of the playroom. You just have to be mindful of people around you. So in Fabric, I went downstairs and I went into the main playroom. I saw a Sibian. You have to look up what that is. Benches. They had this cross that you can be tied to. They had mat. There was also free condoms laying around everywhere, but safety is important. Of course, you can bring your own condoms as well. I then went upstairs to the femme-only playroom, which I thought was a really nice addition. It was really nice to be able to have that space. Again, there was like benches and all sorts of things there. And then there was the dance floor. And then above, I think there was like a mezzanine where you could just like, you could chill, more quieter, that you could actually have a conversation and talk to someone. And then of course, the wellness sanctuary, which I thought was also very, very nice. You might remember that I was like very, very excited after that first Freedom Day party. I was like, yes, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. This is amazing. This is where I need to be. You know, this is where I must be. I was there with some people dancing. I was having a good time. And then all of a sudden, I just felt really overwhelmed. I don't feel quite right. I left the group for a bit and just went to walk around, kind of. I just walked around, just had a little walk, chill for a bit, get some water. And then I still didn't feel quite right. Felt like, oh, this is too much. It was too much because, for one, it was like the first proper party after lockdown. Everyone was in close quarters, and it was my first time at a kink party as well. It was a shock to my system. It was a shock, and it does take some getting used to because it's not what you're used to seeing. So I was there, I was like, oh, okay. I went down and then I went inside the wellness sanctuary. And I was just like, okay, I'll just stay here for a bit and just take a breather. And the next thing I know, I'm sat down and I'm trying so hard not to cry. And I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my god, I'm having a panic attack. I need to get out. I need to leave. And then this absolute angel, I can't remember their name, but they came over and asked me if I was okay. And I was like, yeah, I was not okay. There was tears in my eyes, and as soon as I was like, the tears fell. And they were just so nice, and just if it wasn't for them, I definitely just would have left there and then. So they sat with me, they gave me a chamomile tea, which was lovely. I calmed down and I was able to actually get words out of my mouth and say, you know, I was just feeling very overwhelmed and had a bit of panic attack because, you know, I didn't really know anyone. I didn't know anyone there. I hadn't even seen Shan at that point either. So I didn't know anyone. I was in this new space, new experience, and it was just too much for me to handle with. And then they told me about their first experience, and, you know, so it's okay, you can just stay here for a bit. And then we started talking about other things, just take my mind off it, which was really nice. It was honestly party. So nice. It definitely made my night. It made me realize that, yeah, I was feeling a bit anxious and I was really overwhelmed, but there was this space for me to go to and decompress and take a breath. And, you know, and there was other people there who was feeling the same way. People who had been in the scene way longer than me, and they still needed time to take a break from the loud noises, and everyone around you. You can just sit there, have some snacks, have a tea, have some water, and the crossbreed staff are there to answer any questions, or, you know, just to talk to you, which is what you might need. That's definitely one of the selling points of crossbreed. And someone actually asked me who has the best snacks in their wellness sanctuary. I didn't actually know Boboton had a wellness sanctuary, but they do. I haven't been there, so I can't actually tell you who has the better snack. After a brief stint in the wellness sanctuary, I came out, and that's when I saw Shan, and she introduced me to a few other people there as well, and the rest of the night was phenomenal. It was amazing. It was great. I met some really cool people. I did actually end up playing. I was in the Femoni playroom. That was really fun. I ended up not getting home till about 10 or 11 a.m. I know, right? Wild! I went to an after party after we had to leave, because I think at the time it was an early finish. I think it finished like 3 a.m., 3 or 4 a.m. and usually the parties finish like 5 or 6. So what I tend to do with these parties, if they finish quite early, I just stay out until the trains start running again to get back south. So yeah, the after party was also very, very fun. I had the best time, and it was really, honestly, thanks to that person in the wellness sanctuary who restored my faith in myself, and also just where I was. I'm glad that I didn't just leave straight away. I'm glad that the wellness sanctuary was there. I think it's very crucial to have a wellness sanctuary at these sort of parties for people who need to take a breath, but also like aftercare is very important after playing. I think my main apprehension and concern was definitely more about, so these scenes tend to be, and they are, quite white dominated, and I just didn't want to experience any sort of fetishization, that is the word. And I also didn't want to be felt like I was different, you know? I didn't want people to be staring at me or wanting to interact with me because I was like a novelty in the space. That was my main concern, but that wasn't really an issue. It hasn't been an issue either. But in particular, that first night as well, I met other people of color as well, which was nice. It was nice to see that there was other people of color there. There wasn't as many as white people, but there was a lot. There was quite a bit, and it was nice to see that we were welcomed, and not welcome, but like it was nice to see that we were there in that space as well. That it wasn't just me on my ones. That was nice. From that first party, I actually met Aura, who has started a new organisation called Dawn, which is kind of like Crossbreed, but the focus is a lot on queer and people of colour. So it's like a bit more of a more intentional space for people of colour and people who are queer to have a safer space, and a space that really centres them as well. So I went to the first Dawn party, and that was incredible. Oh my god, it was amazing. It was just so nice seeing so many people of colour and seeing so many queer people in one space, having fun, being totally hedonistic. It was just great. It was amazing. And the music was great as well. Like when I first went to the parties, I didn't really know how to dance to the music. I was like, oh, how do I do it? It's just but then now I get it. Now I really actually enjoy it. It's very freeing. So I'll definitely link all of these organisers in the comments as well if you want to check them out on Instagram. Another point to that question about if there are many other black people there. Having spoken to people who are in the scene a lot longer than I have been, it hasn't always been this diverse. And of course there's still a long way to go, but it's getting better. And what I really like about Crossbreed is that they also put on workshops outside of the party to really shed a light on how the community can be more diverse and more inclusive, which I think is just phenomenal. It's amazing, and that's probably why Crossbreed is like one of my faves and will always have a place in my heart, because just, you know, they're not just talking the talk, they're actually like doing stuff, and I think that's way more important. Since going to my first party in Fabric, I have been to several more parties. I've been to quite a few Crossbreed parties now. I went to one in Bristol, and oh my god, it was, I can't even tell you, like, I can't tell you, actually, I can't. Why am I so dramatic for? It was amazing. I really, really, really loved the venue in Bristol, because the dance floor was a bit tiny, but I loved how there were like separate playrooms, and each one there was like different scenes as well, and it was just it was amazing. There was like a desk, there was like a doctor room, there was like glory holes, it was giving. And then you go upstairs, and there was the smoking area, is this like terrace, this rooftop terrace. It was freezing, but it was great. It was like this big outdoor space. No, is it outdoor? This big rooftop outdoor space. And people just talking, and it was just a really nice social environment. You get outside, dance for a bit, go play for a bit, come upstairs and just chat. Yeah, you can chat. It wasn't just smoke everywhere. You could actually chat with people, and that was really nice. I met some really cool people that night, and if they ever do a Bristol event again, I will really honestly go always Bristol just for it, because people there are so nice. And if it's the same venue, bam, I'm definitely there. Honestly, I am. It was great. I loved the Bristol party. Crossbreed also had one in Manchester. I didn't go to that one because that is just a little bit too far for me. Plus, I didn't really know anyone in Manchester either to stay with. Whereas in Bristol, I kind of knew people. Another question I had was, is there an ambulance or medical supplies on standby? Beyond like a basic first aid kit, no. But I'm not really sure what you're imagining is happening at these parties. Every night has, well, not every night, every organizer has their own like set of party rules just to make sure everything is safe and people understand what the boundaries are. In most places, water sports, that's not allowed in most places because the play area is a shared play area and you have to be quite mindful of people around you. But if you can aim straight into a toilet, a human toilet, by all means, I think in Burton you can do that. The general consensus is that because it is a shared space, water sports is generally not allowed, and neither is the other stuff. In terms of sanitisation, there are sanitation areas all around for you to wipe down any sort of like benches or anything that you were using. Going back to party rules, one of the big things is definitely consent. Consent is so important, and that's what I really love about these sort of spaces, because they are very much safer spaces despite what is happening in these spaces. When you go, people aren't just going to inappropriately touch you, they aren't going to harass you. Because of the people that tend to go to these spaces, they're very open-minded, they are conscious, they are very community focused, and also the organisers vet the people who come to these events, and if someone is reported to them, they take it really seriously, which I adore. I think it's so important. I definitely feel a lot safer being out at these parties than I have done at other club nights. I've had my arse groped, smacked, like 5 fingers smacked, and then the guy after was just like smiling, trying to hug me. Whereas I've never had any of that happen at any of the Crossbreed party or a Burton party. Everyone is very respectful. Everyone, communicates. They ask you before they do anything, which is, consent is fucking sexy. It is sexy. And I love that. I absolutely love that. Before you go to any of these parties, definitely check out their rules and their boundaries to make sure that you can actually adhere to it, because you're going into spaces. And also, I want to preface by saying that these parties aren't necessarily for everyone, in the sense that you might not be into exhibitionism. Yeah, sure, but also because these are very intentional spaces, these are safer spaces, and if you are very narrow-minded and if you don't like seeing difference, then these spaces really aren't for you at all, because everyone there is different. We embrace those differences and we do not judge those differences, and we definitely don't kink shame. We don't kink shame over here. So I definitely want to preface that if you are interested in going, really make sure that you read up on the party rules and that you're not just going to spectacle, if that makes sense, like to watch and be fascinated like it's a zoo. It's not a zoo. It's actually people there. You have to come respectfully. Another question I had was whether it is a young crowd. A lot of the parties are 21 and over. Some are 25 and over as well. I would say it is a wide range of ages, but it is mostly younger people. I've seen anyway. Going as a couple versus going solo. You can definitely go to these parties alone or in a group or as a couple, whatever takes your fancy. If you're going alone, they usually have socials that you can go to prior to the party, so you can meet other people who are going alone or make like new friends to go with as well. Or you can just fly solo completely on the night, which is what I do sometimes, and it's always been pretty good. Yeah, I mean, people are really friendly, so you're never gonna be totally alone. Like, you just have to kind of push yourself out your comfort zone a bit and make conversation. You can just go a couple, you can also go as a couple, and you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. The same goes for if you're going as a solo person. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You can just go and dance and enjoy the party. There is no obligation to play. There is no obligation to share your partner. But like, if you are a couple navigating the scene and you wanna, I would say communicate with the other people, communicate your boundaries and what you're comfortable with. But also, like, if it's your first time, maybe just go, have a little boogie, have a little dance, see what it's like, and then maybe save the playing for the second time round. My favorite question, the dress code. Okay, so the dress code is definitely my favorite part about going to these parties because I love to dress up. I am extra as fuck, and I love that at these parties you just have the freedom to express yourself in different ways. I like to be wow. I like catching eyes, and I like just dressing up, feeling sexy, feeling confident, feeling like damn, I know I look good, and then it's just that's definitely my favorite part. I love really thinking about my outfit and like putting them together, thinking about how I'm gonna do my makeup, how I'm gonna put the accessories on. As you can see, I get very excited about this, and I will show you. I think I might pop up the different outfits I've been wearing. My general theme is usually colourful, bright, different. The dress code is express yourself. Your outfit doesn't have to cost thousands and thousands of pounds or hundreds of pounds. It doesn't have to be latex, it doesn't have to be leather, but it just has to be an expression of you. And also, it cannot just be something you'd wear to a regular club, you know? No jeans or t-shirt. Put some effort in, go wild, but also stay true to yourself. Don't wear something that you're not going to feel comfortable in. Be you, but also be a bit braver. And just experiment and have fun with it. One last question was about loud music and drinking. Like, how do you navigate a kink party with the loud music and the drinking? So when I go to these parties, I don't typically drink that much at all. I don't really like drinking anyway. I don't want to be that person that's, you know, too intoxicated. You don't want to be that person either. So pace yourself. Yeah, you can still drink to lube yourself up if you need to. I wouldn't drink too much. And the loud music, they have outdoor smoking areas usually where you can have a conversation with people. Depending on the venue as well, there might be some spaces where you can actually sit down and have a conversation with someone else, not with the smoke. There is the wellness sanctuary that you can take a breather. Those aren't usually meant for talking because people are there to like decompress. But there are definitely spaces where you can get away from the loud music if it is getting a bit too much for you. Let me know if you have any other questions about kink parties. I'm happy to answer them on social media or in the comment section of this video as well. I've had a really great time getting into the scene, and I definitely feel like it's the only sort of parties I'm willing to be going to in my old age. I like the people in the scene. They're really cool. I like the community aspect of things. Everyone is just so chill. Everyone is so non-judgmental. It's just good vibe. It's good vibes, and I really like the people that I've met. I feel so comfortable at these parties. I don't feel like I have to be anyone but me when I'm at these parties, and that's why I love it. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video if you liked it and you enjoyed it. Follow me on social media. You can leave me a tip on Kofi, Cake. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, I'll see you next time. I can't promise you when the next video is going to be, but I do have a next video planned. Let's just see how life goes. Alright, I'll see you next time, people. Bye-bye. Mwah!